with Frankie real quick. Frankie proves that Haki is everything. I mean, technically, yeah. Frankie has no
I'm gonna break that dude's neck.
And
I mean, Frankie is probably a third commander at this point, I would think.
Whoa, really?
That was a one shot, though. That was a one shot.
Well, I mean, he beat Sasaki, right? And is that his name?
Is he beating who's who?
Yeah, I think Who's Who and Sasaki were roughly on the same level.
That's a high diff for him. That's like
I think Sasaki and Who's Who were on a similar level.
Because like Frankie Shogun, it did get cause mind you, like this is crazy. Yeah, hold on. He's not in Frankie Shogun. This is regular good old Frankie. This is regular basic old Frankie, not Frankie Shogun.
Well, bear in mind it was regular Frankie that finished Sasaki off too with the laser beam.
Yeah, with the beam, right? But like,
and the Shogun, he was dominating Sasaki physically.
Yeah, bro.
No, not dominant because Sasaki, I think he did actually puncture the Shogun. Like I think he.
He was overpowering Sasaki pretty easily.
Yeah.
Physical,
at times,
physical strength.
Okay, hold on. So with the Shogun, is he third division?
I think so.
Yeah.
Because he was not as dominant as Jinbei was versus Who's Who, obviously. Because I think Jinbei is between like third and second commander person.
Who's Who for Frankie would be like a boss fight for Frankie that he could win. Most definitely.
He's fast. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's like a boss. Like how Luffy goes very high diff with somebody like Katakuri or some shit like that. It's like that for Frankie when he going against Who's Who. That's a boss fight.
I don't think Who's Who's gonna lose to him. Like simply because of like his claw pistol, whatever.
The skill tips in Who's Who's favor, but like I'm just pretty much saying like Frankie has a chance. It's just a boss fight.
The
mouth pistol.
So like in the Frankie Shogun, he has the mouth thing, because in the Frankie Shogun he has more defense for sure, and also it like acts as a cushion for like his main body. But if Frankie now is like outbeating what's his face, Red King, a vice admiral with a single punch, and
that was a one shot.
I'm assuming he got one shot by Frankie in like regular good old Frankie, not a Shogun, regular good old Frankie.
Head spin like a blade.
The problem is there's such a huge range on the vice admirals. Some of them are weak as hell, and some are like Tobi Roppo level.
Cole, to use your words against you, each time they pass up like an island, they get stronger. So maybe
that's true.
Frankie beat Sasaki, who is either the number 1 or 2 Tobi Roppo, and now he's stronger than that. So
my problem too is that after what happened on Wano Country, I feel like Robin is ahead of Frankie in terms of power. So
I mean, I could agree with that, and the reason why I agree with that because if you go back to Wano again, like Frankie, he did a lot, but like he didn't get no upgrades. Now when you get to the place with all the tech and all that stuff, he didn't get a lick of nothing.
And remember, Robin to beat Black Maria basically like put herself down to 2% too. I mean, she was out of it afterwards.
She did. At the same time too, if Frankie has no Shogun, like he's being less admiral, I suppose, but can he beat Who's Who without the Shogun? I don't think he can. I'll be with you, bro. I think Who's Who still wins.
No, I think even with the Shogun, he still loses.
Yeah, it just depends. I mean, Who's Who is a faster, like Sasuke was a bigger, kind of slower guy, so that was more up Frankie's alley than.
Right.
I mean, to be fair, Jinbei's slow too and annihilated Who's Who, but I think that's just because Jinbei was so strong.
Now,
Who's Who couldn't do anything.
Frankie still has the radical beam, which is like
because that's how he beats Sasuke.
Exactly.
The radical beam
is hit Who's Who when he's like can actually hit Who's Who when he's all over the place like running around with the Rokushiki stuff. I don't know if he can.
I guess if he catches him, because he sort of caught Sasuke off guard too, because he was kind of like they were fighting, and right at the end of the fight, Frankie sort of opened the cockpit and went boom and hit him, and that was it. That was so.
But what about Frankie versus Jack though? Because Jack is not fast though, but he's like.
I think that would be a slog and a half. I think.
Because Jack can tank so much damage, right? It's like Jack fought against for a period of time off screen a Sulong, Neko, and Inu, and that's after he led the Mink army to battle. Fought against 5 days and 5 nights on Zou. Survived Fujitora and Sengoku and Suru. So
the crazy thing about that is Jack is the type of matchup that Jack is just too much of a tank.
In hindsight, what you're saying about him being like on third division commander level is that he could, how you want to see it, potentially he's stronger than Doflamingo now.
Oh hell no.
Dressrosa Dofi,
Yeah, Dressrosa Dofi.
I mean, the problem is Dofi is just so damn versatile. That's the problem.
No.
Because like again, I don't know if I can say it, but like Kaido says that Jack is strong and Dofi is weak.
I mean, realistically, if you look at what Luffy was able to do after Dressrosa, and the fact that he completely dominated Dofi in Gear 4, you kind of have to put Dofi around third commander for that to make sense.
There is the idea that, okay, because Cracker had a power that countered Luffy in terms of stamina, that's the main reason why. And Cracker, he is like a glass cannon, so he can't take that much damage. But to be fair, Jack is a virtual tank. Like, he's fighting for 5 days, 5 nights straight. He has the stamina to go for that long, which is insane. It took 2 Sulongs, I would say like the strongest of the Scabbards, I would argue personally, Sulong, Neko, and Inu, to overcome him. And even still afterwards, that was before or after he fought against other Sulong guys for God knows how long during the rooftop war. Frankie, with the Shogun being on that level, somehow it just feels aggressive, bro.
I mean, Dofi too is an all-rounder. So like that's like Cracker was, really heavy attack potency with his armament Haki. Obviously, he was able to pierce Gear 4
right.
Haki with that.
Yeah, that's true.
And he has the fruit. Dofi's an all-rounder, so if you can overwhelm Dofi's all-rounder stats, then you can beat him. That's why Gear 4 could.
That makes a lot of sense.
But somebody who doesn't have overwhelming power, I think, is going to struggle more against Dofi because he can do anything.
I want to bring up this point about Dofi, like to just put it in perspective, because Dofi he's hype off of just a lot of things. It's like, it's legitimate, but it's like this chapter when Luffy punches the boar top of the head and it like hurts his fist and his fist looks crinkly, but he can punch through Dofi's strings. Dofi's strings hit the top of this thing's head. He's not even gonna feel that shit.
True.
Oh,
like his 7 head strings, whatever.
Like overheat, Dofi isn't doing shit.
Like someone like Saturn, Tommen's gonna just plow through all Dofi's attacks for sure. But can Frankie do something similar if he was in his Shogun? Like, I don't think his Shogun's that strong in terms of like he can like take damage, because Sasaki is powerful enough to actually do damage to the Frankie Shogun, like actually drill holes and kind of shit. But you gotta give Sasaki may have more power, more actual attack power than Doflamingo. That's possible. That is possible. I won't deny that.
Like Frankie versus a third commander like Jack, that's right up Frankie's alley. That would be, I don't know who would win, but that's like Frankie's ideal fight. Just a straight up man fight.
I don't think that Jack could actually. Jack may be really, really wounded if he takes a radical beam, because he's too slow to probably. I mean, to be fair, I think in the anime he does get sometimes some speed gas. Like I think in the anime.
But Frankie would just sit and slug it out with him, because Frankie does that.
Yeah, I don't think the radical beam is strong enough to just put him out. Because
it would hurt him though.
When he got attacked by all the Sulongs and he like powered through all that was crazy.
But it could put out Who's Who probably if it could hit Who's Who.
If it hit him, yeah.
If it hit him, right?
Yeah, Who's Who? Yeah, he out. But the
I think Sasaki is probably more durable than Who's Who is, and it took Sasaki out.
I would agree to that. Because he's
I don't know if Frankie is that durable, because like it took a lot for like Jinbei to put him down.
To be fair, we did see Frankie, because like we're talking about Frankie now. Frankie recently did get a Kizaru kick and he was fine.
Like using Kizaru's kick is kind of iffy, because like 3 time skip characters were able to get back up from him.
No, you're right. You're right. Is it possible that Frankie could just power through a Gagan, like the Fang pistol?
Bro, it depends on where it hits them. It depends on where.
Because Jinbei powered through it, like, but he has Haki.
His armor Haki was like getting like more defensive, and on top of that, like prior to that, like even like regular finger pistols were getting through Jinbei's defenses when
pre-racist mode, pre-racist Who's mode, and then Jinbei got pissed off, and that was it.
Like even like those regular finger pistols could probably get through the Shogun armor. Yeah, and then you could just like spam like those Fang pistols.
I don't know. Because like if Sasaki had to do like stunts when he was in Dino form, when he had
to do like the drill sword, basically.
Right. So I feel like if Sasaki needed to do all these crazy stunts with his Dino powers, the combination with his sword stuff to get through the Frankie Shogun's armor. We're on real quick though. Stipulation: if the characters themselves get stronger over the course of time, what about the Frankie Shogun itself? Did he upgrade that shit? So is the Frankie Shogun stronger now than it was back in Wano Country?
To me, it only gets stronger through upgrades.
It's an assumption, but there's a chance. Because Frankie right now looking pretty good. Like, if he ever gets to the point where, let's say, his robot can do things like, maybe not, let's say, go into a full-on anti-gravity form, but let's say he tweaks it so it can transform so it has those sort of like rhinoceros wheels that he has for his motorcycle. Let's say do that where like in actual standing up form, he has now rollerblades for his Frankie Shogun, so it's faster. That's an upgrade, bro.
Example.
I mean, the one thing that makes Frankie so dangerous in battle is his unpredictability. Because when people first fight Frankie, they're assuming they're fighting some giant cyborg guy, and then all of a sudden Frankie's centaur. Like, what the hell is that? Or he busts some lasers out of nowhere, or his shoulders extend, and some crazy shit pops out.
How many parts is the Frankie Shogun made of? Like when I say parts, I mean like the tank and like that kind of parts, not like itty bitty.
I think it's just the tank and the motorcycle, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so a hypothetical like upgrade would be cool.
Like a Megazord.
Yeah.
He looks at like Vegapunk satellites. Okay, he can't produce the soul that they have of that level of thought, but him being able to make them AI operated, like his Frankie Shogun, like each individual piece can do its own thing to a certain extent and help him in battles like that, to where somebody don't got to be in it, but it's like its own thing for Frankie.
So like the tank and the motorcycle operate independently, and then they have outfitted cannons, missiles, homies. Yeah, like his tech homies.
Yeah. Like they wouldn't be too extreme crazy, but they're good enough.
Like Queen's body. Like Queen's body is like a voice command bullshit, and then he fires missiles. Like, I mean, like I would love it. Maybe if one thing was still alive and arms with the ship, then maybe. But I mean, yeah, it'd be a cool ass power up. But I think that knowing Oda, he's gonna try and make like Tactics 15 or 16 a real thing. He's gonna try and have like, more parts. Maybe they have more parts of Frankie Shogun. He can actually, let's say a part of it cuts go on his arms or on his shoulders. So let's say Frankie gets like booster packs, so you can like fly around.
Are you trying to envision like a final upgrade that can carry him in like a final battle type thing for you?
I mean, kind of, because listen, right now, I think it's unless he learns Haki, he's gonna get crazier tech shit. That's the idea, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's crazy that we haven't seen him get it here. That's the crazy part, because outside of here, it's like the tech.
Yeah, I agree.
I think the tech is going to happen in the in-between phase.
Yeah, but it should happen now, bro. Because I don't see how we miss an opportunity, especially him and Usopp. Like,
the crazy thing, though, is that on the Haki side of it, if he gets the Haki, how far, as strong as he is already, how far does the Haki platoon?
It probably keeps him like the same area of power, but he gets more attack power, more defense. Because right now it feels like Oda's making this idea kind of known where Robin, Frankie, Brook, they don't need Haki, but they can still actually take down Vice Admirals that have Haki. Yeah.
It shows the opposite end of like what we've always been told, where Haki users, if you got Haki, you just gonna mollywop a Devil Fruit user. It shows you the opposite end.
I mean, we've seen it where Haki is not. Yeah, I mean, some of the Haki users are pretty weak with their Haki. So,
but one Vice Admiral is gonna try and take down, I think, Julie Bonnie. He had like some high power Haki grip bullshit thing. But Dory just one-tapped him with his axe. Like, he just gets down. And that was that. That was the story. Like, raw power. Like, boom, he got swatted. Like it was a fly swatter. Like, done.
Actually, somebody brought up, it does look like when Frankie punches through Red's arm, that his hand is Haki coated.
Is it?
Frankie
because it's white. No, red. Because Red's fist at the start of the clash is just normal.
Oh,
and then
I see.
When Frankie punches through it, it's black. So
I thought it was shading. Like,
I mean, it could be. Who knows? It's friggin' Oda. Who knows?
Yeah. But, I mean, I'm gonna say it's shading because the explosion. Because it's not a glossy sort of effect. It's more like a stripe and like there's lines kind of indicating like like light or shadow. But like even still, it's like Frankie doesn't need to worry about Frankie. And Robin may not have to worry about Haki because they could be powerful in themselves. Like, because ultimately, what you need Haki for, the main reason why you want at least armor Haki, is so you can damage Logias. That's like the main core reason why you wanted that ability. Back in the day at least. But with raw power, with abilities, you can still do a lot of damage without Haki. Of course, you can beat even back in the Wild Country. Oda said before that the book said that Black Maria and Saki were Haki users, and they both lost to non-Haki users.
I mean, we saw
Oh.
Sasaki use Haki. He used it in that drill sword attack that he used to go through the Frankie Shogun. So
I think you're right.
Hey, no cap. Burgess is gonna be a problem. I'm telling you.
I
We saw
think
him throw
Burgess
that
is the
mountain.
perfect opponent for Frankie.
This fruit that he has in unison with his Haki, him punching people is gonna be ridiculous.
See you. Bye bye.